So it's getting pretty late in the season, but I wanted to show you guys, I actually forgot to make a video earlier in the year, these crazy Phil's 1 tomatoes. Now this was developed from the Traveler tomato, I don't know how many years ago, or maybe it was a pheno, I'm not sure if it was hybrid or just a phenotype, but they grow in these huge clusters and you can break off a section and the rest of the tomato will not spoil right away. So look at that. I think this is a third year I've grown these. Yeah, see, that plant's pretty bad. You can still get the idea. Imagine these like twice this size. That one's pretty much done too. That's a pretty good one right there. It almost looks like a whole bunch of pear tomatoes just like glued together. Well, maybe we'll grab a few of these and bring them in the greenhouse and start. Well, we can bring them in the greenhouse and we'll break them up. So here is a bunch of smaller ones that I picked. You can see just how crazy some of these are. Look at the little hook on that one. This is a little better sized one. Most of the ones I grew last year were easily twice this size. There's another pretty crazy one. This one's doesn't have quite so many separations. It's more uniform. And like, oh yeah, look at that. It just the section just fell right off when I picked it up. That's nuts. Here's a whole bunch over here that just fell right off. Look at that, they're just coming right off like little pear tomatoes. Wow, almost zero acid. Not too much sweetness. These are a little overripe though, some of these. A little bit of bland taste in the back of my throat, but that's probably from how old they are. They're just, look at that, that's so cool. Now that's probably a separation that's not gonna last. That'll probably get a little spoiled faster than the other ones, like maybe that almost doesn't have any point on it at all, that touching the tomato or the juice that's left. I wonder how, I should do a test. I wonder how long these will last on the counter after they're taken off from the tomato. So another one, look at that, it just separates right out. Now this one's a little overripe, I can feel how soft it is. Let's maybe find one that's a little brighter yellow. This one's a little brighter yellow. So yeah, that's a little better separation. Try that one. Good meaty flesh. A little bit of acid on that one, a little bit of sweetness. I'd say it's an overall mild tomato. The skin's a little tough, but I'd say it's more of a exotic garden tomato, more of a than like a actual eating tomato. But on the Traveler tomato, they used to say you could put a whole tomato in your backpack and go out on a hiking trip and just break sections off hour by hour for something to munch on. That's good for hydration and nutrients. That's pretty nuts. That's the Phil's 1 tomato. You definitely got to try this one in your garden if you haven't already. There's also a Phil's 2 that's more of like a green tomato with like the darker tiger stripes on it. I grew that one last year and it didn't grow very well. But this one seems to do very well the last, I think, 2 or 3 years. I think I've grown it the last 3 years. But that's nuts. Phil's 1. Developed from the Traveler tomato. Break a section right off. That's crazy. That one's pretty good. Got a little bit of citrus overtone on that one. Definitely one you got to try out in your garden next year. So thanks for joining me on another video. That was the Phil's 1 tomato. Definitely one you got to try out in your garden next year. Jason from Toadstool Gardens. Happy growing.